Hello, welcome to part 3 of the Dell Optiplex 755 restore, even though it isn't really a restoration as such. But yeah, from the last part, as I was mentioning about the broken bits on this thing, I probably should have taken this lid off. Oh, shit, hang on. It's stuck. There we go, okay. Okay, so, as most people will probably remember, the problem with this was that this was all dented and mangled, which you can't see because it's not focused. And now it's quite dark. Hang on. Okay, so I have hammered it back into place, and because this rivet broke, I have screwed on the bottom a nut and a bolt to keep it down, so now that's nice and sturdy. But yeah, the only way I was able to do that was by removing this bottom panel, which really I don't think you're supposed to do. It looks like it's removable, you can remove it, it's wise not to, which I found out. But I have put it back on. Originally I put a screw there and a screw there and through these holes here, so like one there and one there. I wasn't happy with that because the screws were in random spots, especially when you looked underneath. They weren't just like uniform. So I had another idea of just making two new holes there and there, put some flat screws in like that. And there is one at the front as well because that popped off. And I filled the holes in because I'm going to obviously spray this, so the holes are filled. And it's pretty much I can't get in the light, that's the problem. And it's not bad considering how bad it was before. I'm still kicking myself for not doing any before and after photos. But it's not bad as far as things go. And here's the one at the front, that's the screw at the front, which thankfully they're all hidden once everything's built. All these will be hidden by the motherboard. This one won't be hidden, but it will be hidden sort of with the back here. So yeah, basically I just need to rebuild it. So I was thinking about keeping it, but I am going to try and resell it. Because the damage is sort of repaired, and obviously I will mention these in the listing when I sell it, so it's not like I'm gonna mention that or not mention that. And then of course we have this bit, which was also broken. This bit was broken off. Let me zoom in and get some light on that. So this was broken off, but I epoxied it on so it's nice and strong, and then used some bizarre, I don't know what you'd call it, moulding clay or some kind of putty that sort of, or clay that goes rock hard with air. So I used that to fill in the gaps. I didn't do a very good job as there's still some bumps on it. But what I'm going to do is give that a bit of a spray with some satin black paint. And it's at the back, so you won't be able to see it, but it'll just make it look nice. And cover all that up. So that's not too bad of a job. Sanded it down and everything. So I'm going to try and sell this one. I still want to do the whole colour coordinating thing, but instead of red, because I'm not going to keep it, I'm going to paint the panels blue. So the black panels are going to be blue, hopefully with the black stripe going down the centre across the Dell logo. The Dell badge on the front will be blue. The power supply I hope to be able to paint blue, and maybe if there's some connectors I can use, internal blue LEDs. So it's going to be all blue basically, and which I think will look quite nice. Unfortunately I don't have enough power connectors on the power supply, so I'll either have to try and find a way to convert the floppy drive connector to Molex or whatever, or basically just make my own, just cut the end of the floppy thing off, the floppy cable off, and basically just put my own plugs on the end, male and female plugs. A bit like the Tamiya battery plugs, just sort of stick those on the ends, just plug them in, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's all the bits I've got ready, so I'm quite proud of that. I mean, I don't like the fact that I wasn't able to get the panel back on, and that I had to mangle it a bit. I mean, you can see just how much I had to. You can see just how much I had to sort of hammer it back in by how much that's dented. I do need to hammer that back actually before I do anything else. But yeah, this will all be painted as well, so it'll be hidden. Yeah, that's the kind of the fixing done. So I didn't want to paint this before I put it on in case I scratched it. So get that painted as well. And because of the damage, I bought another one. This one I might keep for the time being anyway. I want to use it for a media player and emulation machine, so it's just going to sort of sit on one of these shelves with a hard drive attached to it with all the movies, TV series, you know, all that kind of thing. And it just sits under there and play it. And obviously emulation as well, you know, like the old Sega consoles, Nintendo and all that kind of thing. Okay, and this actually arrived today, just a few minutes ago. It's only got 2.5 GHz dual core, whereas that one had a 3 GHz, so I'll swap the CPUs around. Fortunately, this already has a blanking plate on it, which I still need to get for that one. It does have... God, that's heavy! It does have a display port, so I can probably get a display port to HDMI adapter cable, so I don't have to get a graphics card straight away. And eSATA, which is of no use to me. Other than that, it's pretty much all the same. But I did notice after taking it off, it's really quite filthy. This was obviously not cleaned. I mean, filthy. Look. Look at that. So yeah, a bit grim. It doesn't have the riser board like mine did. I don't know whether or not to use that, because this does come out, I think. Yeah. I don't know whether or not to use the riser board or just stick with low profile. I'll have to find out. So, but yeah, this one's going to be red and black. So red panels, red logo, red power supply with the black stripe, with red LEDs. Because I prefer red, so. So yeah, that's about it for that. Part 3 of my Dell Optiplex kind of restoration doohickeys. So yeah, I'll come back when there's some more news. So yeah, thank you for watching, and there's the XBS. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll return with some part 4 soon.